Good morning. This morning I want to take you through the process of making the most beautiful no-knead bread. The simplest bread you can make. All you need really, flour, water, some salt, a starter. Get some anybody these days, everybody's got a starter they can give you. I've got a video online on how to do this, simple as to make, no problem at all. And then put a container, just something with a lid on there so you can actually mix things up, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's start at the beginning, keep it really nice and simple there because it is a simple recipe. No kneading, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so just 450 grams of water. And there, we're then going to put into here 100 grams of our starter. This is, you haven't got to be too exact with this. I know this size of this jar, so that's just about perfect for me for a starter. Mix that in here. I'm going to be too thorough, just really you're kind of just getting it in there and mixing it around to make it easier to put the flour in. It's great. And then we put the flour in. So this is 600 grams of flour. Choose the flour you like, you know, you can use any flour out there, you know, any red flour, white flour, wholemeal flour that you like. You know, if you want to go budget, go for a brand from the supermarket that's cheap. If you want to go fancy, then get an organic one and go from there. So here you go. So just put this in here. And all you're going to do now really is just mix this around. There's no kneading involved. Just mix it around so that it's all amalgamated again. You don't need, there's no way that you need a electric mixer to do this, just a spoon really. And this takes probably a couple of minutes, just, well, actually less than that. I'm going to say probably about 30 seconds to go around and mix. And don't worry about being a little bit rusher with it. All you're doing is mixing it in, getting the dry flour in. And that's great. So that really now, everything mixed together. Great. Leave this now for half an hour. That's all we're going to do. Leave this for half an hour. We're going to come back to it then, and we're going to just do a stretch and fold very quickly on here, and then we can let it proof for the day. So very simple. Back to you in about half an hour. Okay, great. So we're still on stage one here, which really is just kind of mixing things up. So that's at half an hour, all mixed up. I'm now going to just add in some salt on here. You could add it in earlier, but if you give it half an hour, you've got a much better chance of things rising and getting an amazing loaf. So if you can, leave it half an hour for the salt. If not, put it in earlier on. Then just kind of go through then and wet your hands and just mix it through. That's all you're doing, simple mixing it through. You'll see actually then just over the half an hour how it's changed. The feeling of it is it's much more silky feeling. This is a kind of a bit of a mix of flour in here, but there you go. That's all you got to do from there. Okay, so now basically leave that in the bowl now for about 6 to 8 hours. So if you do this in the morning, leave it for the day on the countertop in the kitchen, and then in the evening come back to it, and then we're going to put it in the fridge, ready to bake in the morning, so you get beautiful, fresh, crusty bread first thing in the morning. So there you go. Come back when about 6 or 8 hours time, and we'll show you how to kind of put it into a basket and into the fridge. Really simple. Catch you later. Well, there you go. That's great. So that's been about 6 hours, and so we've done nothing to this. We just left it in the pot like this. It's starting to rise on there, looking beautiful. It's kind of probably almost like doubled in size just by itself, really. And so nice and easy there. So all we're going to do now is quickly take it out of here, roll into a ball, put it into a banaton. So these are great. You could use like a cloth lined bowl of some kind, but these are really cheap to buy, last for years. If you can, get a banaton, get what size you like, it doesn't really matter too much. Right, here we go. So I'll put a little bit of rice flour down on here, just so things don't stick. I'll put a bit in here as well, things don't stick. That's great. Plenty on here. That, spread it out a bit. Wet your hands, makes it much easier. So just lift out the dough from the bowl, just lift it around the edges here, like that. That's good. Onto the surface, and then just kind of make it into like an oval shape. Be very gentle with it because you've got air in there. See it's kind of bubbling on here. So just fold it from one side like this, gently. Fold it from the other side like that. Pick it up, turn it around, and then just do a roll over here now to make it into a nice elongated ball. And then into the basket. So that's the top side down. Give it a tuck in, so just stretch that side over like that side over like that side over there. Perfect. If you want to, you can give it a little bit of a dusting of rice flour on the edges here. Make sure you've got no sticking going on. Perfect, like that. And then when you buy a banneton, normally you get like a little cloth to go over the top there. So you can put this on here now, then put it in the fridge. That can go in the fridge overnight, and then first thing in the morning, whack it into a hot oven, and you can have a beautiful loaf of bread first thing in the morning. So this is part 2 done, so I'll show you part 3 tomorrow morning. Easy as, no kneading, no messing around bread. Put it in a pot, mix it around, put a banneton in the fridge, in the oven. So easy as, fantastic bread. Catch you tomorrow morning for this. Okay, that's great then. So it's morning now. Those been in the fridge overnight, so it's gonna have a beautiful loaf of bread this morning for breakfast. So here we go. So it's been in the fridge, still really cold. What I'm gonna do now is get out a hot tray from the oven, put a little bit of semolina flour on there so it doesn't stick. Put 3 ice cubes in the tray as well to help us get some steam in there, help it rise, and that's it. Whack it in the oven at 220, between 220 and 230 for 20 minutes, then down to 200 for another 20 minutes. So let's go for it now. You've got to be quite quick here, so I'll really get through, otherwise it won't work. So there we go. I'll get the tray out of the oven. Okay, so this is really smoking hot now. It's been in there for about half an hour to get really warm. So I'll put semolina flour on here so it doesn't stick, and tip out my beautiful dough in here, and then I'm going to score across the top here. You could use a sharp knife, Stanley blade, whatever you got really that's really nice and sharp. A nice cut on here. It's beautiful. So this is going to open up now with the steam. So now put the ice cubes on the tray and then straight in the oven and get it going. So here we go. And straight in the oven. Keep sizzling away. Right, that's great. So that's so again, leave that in the oven for 20 minutes. That will let the steam do its thing with the bread, help it rise up, and then turn the oven down to about 200 for another 20 minutes, and we get beautiful bread. So I'll come back again now in 20 minutes time. Well, great, that's been 20 minutes now at about 230 in the oven. So I'll bring it out of the oven there. Should have risen up really well. So it's halfway through its bake. There you go. So that's kind of really nice. It's risen up really lovely. Beautiful kind of crust on there. This needs another 20 minutes in the oven now to fully cook through and to crust up, but really happy that's risen up well. Absolutely beautiful. So no need, simple as bread, you know. We'll come back in another 20 minutes there and see when it's finished cooking, but looks great. See you in a bit. Okay, great. So that's been 20 minutes now. So I'll put it out of the oven, see, it should be cooked. We'll just see if we like the color of it and if we're happy. Well, that's looking beautiful. Lovely and crispy on top, beautiful. For some people, that could be the perfect color for them. It's kind of a medium bake. I maybe would give it an extra 2 or 3 minutes back in the oven just to give a little bit more color to it, but that's beautifully cooked through. Fantastic, no knead loaf. So enjoy. I'll just put it back in the oven again for 3 more minutes and you can see the difference, depending on what you can see what you'd like to do then. So here we go, back in the oven again for 3 more minutes. And there you go, beautiful. So they'll be cooked all the way through. So that's like 40 minutes total cooking time plus an extra 3 if you like it a little bit darker, 4 minutes on there. So really, really beautiful. And so it's really nice and crusty. Well, you know, I'll put this onto a rack so it can finish off cooking. There we go. So there you go, beautiful, beautiful, no knead, simple as, healthy bread. So please go away and make it yourself. You know, it's great to make, easy to make. You get beautiful fresh bread in the morning. What could be nicer? So as you can see, really beautiful and light, really crispy. They'll be absolute delight to eat. So anyway, go make your own, and give me any feedback. If you need any more information about this, please get back to me. I'll put a ingredients list on here, put some little tips on there. Got a whole series of other videos as well on making different kinds of breads. So please go through and subscribe, and I'll keep on making these videos. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching. Enjoy. Well, that's great. So that's been about an hour now, so it's had a chance to cool down. Beautiful and crispy. Let's cut into it and have a little look inside. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful loaf. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. Really lovely. Lovely aerated, lovely crumb to it. So crunchy. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. So that's going to be kind of breakfast now with some nice butter. And so really, yeah, please, you know, start making bread. Make your own beautiful bread. Easy to make. No kneading. Put it in a container, mix it around, leave it for 6 to 8 hours, put it in the fridge. In the morning, get up and bake yourself a beautiful loaf. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll keep on making more videos, so keep on making bread. Thanks again for watching.